Halo, halo, halo. Halo, cek. Halo, halo.
माईक मधला क्लिअर चालत होता याच्यात. हो फक्त थोडा
Halo, halo. Halo, halo, cek. Cek.
Just for intro, music, while entering.
हे ऑपरेट कोण करणार इथं ऑपरेटिंग हे कुठे म्युझिक लागेल.
This one.
This one we have to play.
Just here, while here.
एवढा डिले
Just
एवढा डिले असणार
there is a mic.
आपल्याला स्क्रीन खालच्या रूममध्ये करायची एवढा डिले 5
Halo, cek.
When they are going to open that ribbon and that flower is going to fall down, that ribbon also you can do. But there is no, this sound is not enough. You can, sir, आपल्याला खाली जर म्युझिक प्ले करायचं असेल तर काही स्पीकर तिथे आहेत का?
खाली प्रोजेक्टर मध्ये कोर्स मध्ये नाही लॅब मध्ये कोर्स मध्ये नाही कोर्स मध्ये स्पीकर असेल
ठीक आहे, टाळ्या वाजवा.
चालेल त्यापेक्षा जास्त आवाज येतो जास्त झालं
No additional speaker is.
मॅडम मी तर म्हटलं होतं
Your phone and
नाही तिथं वायफाय तो होणार कुठून युट्यूबला रेग्युलर व्हॉल्यूम किती येतोय हा युट्यूबच घेऊन आता बघा पण इथं आजूबाजूच्या क्लास मधल्या सगळ्यांचा आवाज येणार ओके
say we're cutting the ribbon on the ground. But how to do
But
that?
there is no speaker there.
To download it, first portion you skip it, then you start it because the high pitch will be required. So it is will be in the middle without the advertisement. Otherwise you have to download and play. Download option is not there.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Otherwise you have to download and play.
ठीक आहे ना त्याचा साऊंड घेतोय ना तसं काल टेस्टिंग घेतलेलंच आहे ना ठीक आहे साऊंड टेस्टिंग काम करा त्यात बोला तुम्ही बॉक्स लावून बघा ना बॉक्स सपोर्ट नाही बॉक्स तसा बॉक्स आउट असतो तो इन नसतो नाहीच होणार ना सर सेकंड फ्लोअर
Second floor चं
नाही वायफायच नाही तिथे
router आणलं होतं का?
नाही, मला तर काही सांगितलं नाही एक आणलाय मी इथे लावलाय
कारण
100 युजरचा होतो आयटी सर्व्हर कुठं मिळालं
नाही होणार त्याच्याशिवाय. तुम्हाला माहिती पण नाही आजच्या requirement. तुझ्या की झाली नीचे मग नीचे. तुम्हाला
सेल मध्ये दिलंच नाही ना त्यांना
day wise bifurcate करायची होती काम. आणि तुमच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये आज इथे लागलं.
माईकचा घेतोय का तिकडून बोलतो मी. माईक हा हे आता इथं घेतल्यामुळे इथलाच घेतोय. लिंक शेअर कर ना सरांना. साई सांगते की लिंक. थोड़ा इथं वॉल्यूम थोडासा आता ठीक आहे. साऊंड करची गरज नाही. वरचं नाही, आजूबाजूचं खालचा पाय नाही दिसले आपण माणसाने पीपीटी दिसली. आपण वरचं पण बघा. सेट केला कॅमेरा वर घेतला कसं चालतं किरण सांग मी तुम्हाला इंटरेस्ट सांगतो. नाही तो असा आहे. टोटल मध्ये नको पाय देऊ, मध्ये नको पाय देऊ. बस बस बस. काय जाऊ तुझं चालेल का माहिती. वॉल्यूम थोडं कमी. एक नंबर किंचित कमी. हा ना. हा बस. हा माईक आहे, हा माईक आहे. ठीक आहे. हा माईक तिकडेच ठेवून देऊ आता सध्या तरी. आणि हे बघा हे पूर्ण स्क्रीन वर. हा ठीक आहे. मग ती केवढी झूम करू. फक्त वरसन ब्लॅक पर्यंत कट करायचं. ब्लॅक पर्यंत कट करायचं. हा पूर्ण रिसाइज असं बरोबर जाणार नाही का. हा ठीक आहे बस. ओके बस. तो एक माईक आहे बोलण्यासाठी स्पीकरला. हेड लावायचा इथं ठेवायचा चालू करायचं. ठीक आहे. त्याला बटन आहे आणि हा एक माईक आहे. आता तर इथं ठेवतो. ही केबल आहे. जर मोबाईलवर काय म्युझिक वाजवायचे असेल इथे इथंच ठेवतो. मोबाईल इथंच लावतो. एकदा लावून टेस्ट करून घेतली तरी चालेल. आवाज कसा हिशोबाने मी सेट करतो. काढावं लागेल. साईज समथिंग बोलावं चेक करून परत चालेल. तरी येते का. हॅलो बोल. हा बोल. 2 मिनिटं झालं. टेस्ट करतो. परत एकदा टेस्ट करू. हो केलं सेट.
हॅलो चेक.
फक्त नॉईज येते का. येतोय. ठीक आहे. दिसतोय ना नॉईज. काही चेंज दुसऱ्या USB मध्ये लावू नका. तो USB लावा. नॉईज नाही. कार मॅच होत नाही जरा. जेव्हा तू घेईल ना त्याचा ऑडिओ नाही घ्यायचा समजा. हॅलो हॅलो आणि लॅपटॉपचा हॅलो सिंग हॅलो सिंग हॅलो आवाज वाढवू शकतो ना आपण. ठीक आहे. हॅलो हॅलो सिंग हॅलो सिंग हो फुल नाही फुल होती. हॅलो हॅलो सिंग हॅलो हॅलो साऊंड हॅलो 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 1 2 3 नाही त्याच्यात वाढू हा थोडा टच करून हॅलो हॅलो बस वाढवा ग्रीन पर्यंत रेडला टच करू म्हटलं. हॅलो हॅलो माईक चेक 1 2 3 हॅलो हॅलो नाही ना तू त्याच डायरेक्ट कॅप्चर करतो ना. नाही मी इनपुट घेतलाय माईक अरे मायक्रोफोन अरे याचा डायरेक्ट वाला. हॅलो ओके पंख्याचा नॉइज हे बघा पंख्याचा तू बंद कर. आजूबाजूचे आहेत पंखे ऍक्च्युअली त्याचा माहिती जास्ती पॉवरफुल आहे. हा पण त्याचा आजूबाजू चालूच ठेवावा लागणार आहे. पंखाचा बंद ठेवून उपयोग नाही कारण की पब्लिक 100 झाली नाही इथे गरम होईल. हाच माईक राहू दे साऊंड वगैरे त्याचा माहिती जास्ती पॉवरफुल आहे. चालूच ठेवावा लागणार आहे. पंखाचा बंद ठेवून उपयोग नाही कारण की पब्लिक 100 झाली नाही इथे गरम होईल. The streaming audio will be set to 160 upper limit of the हाच माईक राहू दे साऊंड वगैरे क्वालिटी वाढली. आपण याच्यात बघू वाढली असेल समजा. हॅलो विनायक आहे का अजून थोडी वाढून बघू जेव्हा आपण ते लागणं करायला लागत. क्वालिटी थोडी मोठी होती तरी चालेल लॅग नको बसायला. हा हा फिक्स कर ना. हा आणि ते फ्रेम्स आता फिक्स झाली 20 फ्रेम मध्ये चालणार आहे. म्हणजे फ्लिकरिंग होत नाही. हा ठीक आहे बोलणार इथं बोलणार त्यामुळे एकच त्यामुळे काय नॉईज होणार आतापासून दोघे तिघे बोलतो. ठीक आहे काय सल्ला दिला ना का गुड मॉर्निंग किटकिट झाली आता या या हाँ हाँ याचा पण आवाज नाही येत आहे मॅम याचा अँथमचा आवाजच नाही येत आहे
खायला पाहिजे ते गेस्ट घेऊन जातील.
हाँ?
सक्सेसफुल करायचं गोंधळ अजिबात घालायचा नाही. ते येऊन जातील आधी. आणि मला सेट आहे का सगळं बोलू
एक मिनिट मला आवाज
हा चालेल तिथेच करा
ऐक ना अर्पिता हे बघ ना असं माईक चालू आहे.
हे खाली करून द्या. मी कुठली इतकं पण नको. इतके पण
अच्छा, अच्छा, अच्छा. त्यांना नाही तर हा वेळ इकडे बघा. फॅन नाही आहे त्यांना हवा लावायला म्हणून चालू ठेवायचं. वरती केलं की बंद होतं. वरती केलं चालू होतो, खाली केलं बंद होतो. इथं डिस्प्ले आला तर मग चालू आहे. इथं बंद झालं.
थांब सर. हा थांब काय फेलिसिटेट ते पुण्यबाई लावायला तुला कुठे लावणार? इथे लावशील काय ते खाली बसून लावशील? खाली बसून लाव. मग मी लगेच तुला देईन. इथून. हा.
ठीक आहे. बघितलं घातलं.
पहिलं विद्यासागर सरांचं आहे. बघ एकदा. हा कोणाचं आहे? खाली बघा. आहे का? हे बघा. हा. मग पहिलं विद्यासागर सरांना द्यायचं आणि दुसरं हे. तर 2 ट्रेड रेडी करायला सांगितले होते ना. रेडी करा पहिले हे वाजा एक ट्रे असा आणि शॉल दोन्ही ठिकाणी ओपन करून सरांना तिथे सगळं सरांकडून चालायची की द्यायची ना हा ट्रे विद्यासागर सरांच्या पहिला नाव वाच पहिले शिकायला नव्हतं विद्यासागर सरांनी तिथे काही कोणचे ऋषिकेश काळे हे घ्या फोन कोणाचा आहे तुझाच आहे ना आपण ना तुझ्या हातात पाहिजे ना ते इथेच असणार बाईक मी असं हळूच देणार ना तुला तू खाली बसून कर म्हणजे पटकन असं नाही जमणार ते कळून जाईल ना आपल्याला आपण लावणार बरं जाऊ दे तिथेच आहे मी जेव्हा अँथम म्हणेल तेव्हा पटकन वरती यायचं
अँथम नाही ड्रम्स
अरे वा हे पण तू ड्रम्स वेलकम याच्यात का वाजत नाही हे खाली सेशन जाते काय लाईव्ह स्ट्रीम कधी फर्स्ट इयर कुठे बसला सेकंड नाही पण फक्त काय दिसतंय फोटो आणि आवाज कधी बंद
ते सगळं एकदा इव्हेंट चालू झाला याचा पण करून टाकू चालू
नाही
अरे खाली जागा संपली आहे काही लोकांना इथे बसवलं सेकंड इयर फर्स्ट इयर
फर्स्ट इयर काय प्रॉब्लेम
माहीच लावतो
तू बसून घे तिथे खाली मॅन्थम पण त्याच्यावर लावू शकतो का तू हा हे का नाही वर्क होते पण मग जर सर म्हटले हे का शो म्हणून ठेवलंय तर गुड मॉर्निंग नाही पण मग मध्येच गाणं म्हणेल असं आपण याच्यावरच ते काढून ठेव नाही तर सर म्हणते पण तुमचं सगळंच काय काय अटॅच आहे त्याला एक काम कर ना इथे ठेवा ना तुम्ही लॅपटॉप इथे कशाला पाहिजे तुम्हाला लॅपटॉप इथे काही दाखवायचंय का अजून याच्यावर काहीच नाही आले 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 सर गेस्ट are arriving please स्ट्रीमिंग सुरू कर Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to you all. Today, we have gathered here for a very special event under Techno Week 2025, the Code and Corgi FileCoin Workshop, organized by Department of Technology, Savitribai Phule Pune University. This workshop marks yet another milestone in our journey of innovation, learning, and exploring the world of blockchain technology. I'm Malti Tribhuvan, your host for this event, and it's my honor to take you through today's exciting journey. We begin this auspicious occasion. Let's start with a small puja ceremony. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to lit the lamp and inaugurate the session. I request please keep your mobile on silent mode. Thank you everyone. Now I request everyone to kindly rise up for the soulful Vidyapit Geet, the anthem of our university, which unites us all under the spirit of knowledge and excellence. Now I request Dr. Aditya Abhankar sir to felicitate Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar sir. First one. This right here. Thank you, sir. I request Dr. Aditya Abhankar sir to please felicitate Mr. Rishikesh Kale sir. Thank you, sir. Now to officially welcome everyone to this workshop, I would like to invite Venu Sabde ma'am for the welcome address. Respected dignitaries, esteemed guests, faculty members, and dear students, a very warm welcome to you all. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you to the Techno Week 2025 at Department of Technology of Savitribai Phule Pune University. It is a celebration of innovation, learning, and the ever-evolving landscape of technology. We are deeply honored to have with us today two visionary leaders in the field of science and technology. Dr. Vidyasagar Pandit sir, a name synonymous with academic excellence and futuristic thinking, host of this complete Technovic program, our beloved HOD, Dr. Aditya Abhankar sir, whose contribution continue to inspire researchers and students alike to push the boundaries of knowledge, Rishikesh Kale sir, a developer advocate and leading global ecosystem growth of Filecoin Orbit program, our beloved respected Vandana ma'am. We are truly privileged to welcome you all. Your presence here adds immense value to this event and energize the spirit of innovation among our students. संस्कृतमध्ये एक वाक्य आहे, नहि ज्ञानेन सदृशम पवित्रमिह विद्यते. म्हणजेच, there is nothing as purifying in this world as knowledge. This week is not just about learning, but it is about immersive exploration and hands-on innovation. This Technoweek is having one-day workshop of Filecoin, diving deep into the decentralized future of data storage, a 3-day bootcamp by Aptos, where minds will be sharpened and ideas sharp through real-world exposure to blockchain development, and the crown jewel, an intense high-energy hackathon powered by Aptos, giving participants the opportunity to create, collaborate, and compete with the best. These events are designed not just to inform, but to transform, to give you the tools, the mindset, and the confidence to build the technologies of tomorrow. I urge all participants to make the most of this opportunity, learn fearlessly, ask questions, share knowledge, and challenge assumptions. Let Technoweek be more than just a series of events. Let it be the spark that ignites your passion, the platform where your ideas take flight,
and the milestone in your journey of innovation. Once again, I welcome our esteemed chief guests, our enthusiastic participants, and supporting faculty members, and all those who made this event possible. Let us begin this week with open minds, inspired hearts, and a shared goal to build the future together. Jai Hind. Thank you all. Thank you, ma'am. Now it's time to hear from an inspiring personality, Mr. Rishikesh Kale, developer advocate at File Builders, who have been working extensively in the blockchain and decentralized storage ecosystem. Sir is winner of 19 hackathon during his academics. I request Sir to kindly share your thoughts with us.
Hi. Firstly, congratulations to you all for being part of this week. And rightly said by ma'am, like this week is going to, it's going to ignite a spark amongst you all. Okay. But this should be just a beginning, not a a part of journey. Okay. So like we also have like some you have been like like I was just listening to the conversation between the two highly renowned personalities on the stage. Like I was just listening to the conversation, I just got to know like more like what other activities the college is organizing or the university altogether is like doing to have some extraordinary skills in you all. And I guess like this week which we are doing is just one small part of it. I like as we progress through the session, I will let you know more about like what my journey was, and like talk in depth about the technology altogether and how you can enhance, not just learn something, but wherever I go, like my vision is always to out of the session, if you can have a some extraordinary product or a project added to your resume, then like my session would be highly valuable, or else like it won't be that valuable. So we'll try our best today that we every one of you has some kind of like extraordinary project added to your resume, so that like you not just qualify for on campus placements, but also for like you can be part of the stuff that is happening on the global level. So that's something like which we will eye for. And yeah, looking forward to the session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Today it is my privilege to introduce not just an academic leader, but a true guiding light for us, our beloved head of department, Dr. Aditya Abhankar, sir. Sir is not only a great teacher and visionary leader, but also a constant source of motivation. So please, I request Dr. Aditya Abhinkar sir, sir एक tagline तुमच्यासाठी फक्त. Whenever we look towards आदित्य अभ्यंकर सर, एकच डोक्यात माझ्या येतं की हमारे हर प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन है आदित्य अभ्यंकर सर. So I request Dr. Aditya Abhinkar sir to please share some.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm feeling so happy today. And that's because, as we all know, modern education is about blending knowledge with skill sets. And today we are so honored that we have none other than Honorable Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar sir, who is a former Vice Chancellor of SRTM University. And in true sense, the research culture that we see on campus of Savitribai Phule Pune University, he is the pioneer. He is the person who is responsible for starting seed grants. He is the person who really developed research culture when he was BCUD director at SPPU. Such a renowned person and yet so down to earth. We sometimes feel like he is the Bhishmacharya of our current educational system, and we are honored to have you with us today. Now, this is what Gavaskar used to say: if the batsman is not playing well, give him some little time, and he will get back in the form. Because after all, class is permanent and form is temporary. In education, knowledge is permanent and skill sets are temporary. Along with knowledge, we also need skill sets, and that's why we are really lucky to have Rishikesh ji, who is going to speak with you, who is going to give lots of demonstrations, and like he said, he is going to give you very interesting ideas that you can think of taking up towards doing your projects. It's extremely important in modern education to have a neat blend of both these things. And that's precisely what we intend to do. At Department of Technology, we work very closely with our industry partners. And that's why I'm very sure this entire week, the Techno Week, will enable you to go beyond the realms of any kind of inhibitions that you will have in your mind. Your mind will be more free. You will ask more questions. You will collaborate with like minded students, like minded researchers, and this entire week will be extremely fruitful. सर, काल दिवसभर रविवार असून सुद्धा ही सगळी मुलं काम करत होती. शनिवारी माझ्या केबिन मध्ये मला काही ऐकू येत नव्हतं, कारण बाहेर इतका नॉईज होता. अँड दॅट गोंगाट जो सगळा होता, दॅट वॉज रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द एन्थुझियाझम अँड द एनर्जी that the students bring to such events. I am very sure that you will participate wholeheartedly. Sir, या क्लासरूम मध्ये जेवढे स्टुडंट्स ऐकतायत त्याच्यापेक्षा जवळजवळ पाचपट स्टुडंट्स आपल्याला ऑनलाईन ऐकतायत. We couldn't accommodate all our students in one single classroom, and that's why we are doing the broadcast of this. So there are students who are sitting on the second floor. आपण YouTube live केलेलं आहे. So there are quite a few number of students who are watching all of this online, and I'm very sure they will get immensely benefited out of this. This is your opportunity. All such activities are meant for you, and that's why please make the most out of this. We all know that we are in an era which is very heavily dominated by artificial intelligence. And there are generative AI technologies which have started doing tasks which were unimaginable, which were unthinkable 2 or 3 or 4 years back. And these machines, they have started doing so many things. They can paint, they can write poems, they can also obviously do a lot of transactional jobs. And that's why we are in an era where protecting our data is extremely important. And that's where technologies like blockchain technology, they have very important, very significant role to play. I am very sure that Rishikesh ji is going to cover all of that in depth, in detail. However, we should also not forget that we can create artificial intelligence, but we cannot create artificial consciousness and artificial spirituality. And that's why it is left to us, all of us, the engineers, how we can make good use of the data, how we can make good use of the technology so that it will be for the betterment of the mankind and society at large. And if you really want to imbibe that, then the epitome of that is sitting right in front of you. Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar is a living legend. He's a living example of that. How science can be put to use so that it will enhance and embellish our lives. So, along with becoming good data scientists and experts in blockchain technology, let's also make sure that we polish our skills so that every single day, every single moment, we become better human beings, better characters, better personalities. Once again, welcome to Department of Technology. I congratulate Venu ma'am, Samyak sir, and the entire team of Padega Bharat for taking up the initiative. Lovely Malti ma'am and Sahil sir कुठे गेले आपले दिसतच नाही आहेत. Yes, Sahil sir. So he has taken the initiative, and Sahil sir and Malti ma'am and the whole team of Padega Bharat, hearty congratulations to you. Such kind of initiatives are extremely important for all our students for their overall development. And I'm very sure that students will love this. They will have blast for the entire week. Once again, thank you, Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar sir and Rishikesh ji, for taking out time for us. And we really appreciate your presence here today. And please have fun, enjoy, and let's have blast during this Techno Week. Thank you so very much.
Thank you, sir. This is just a result of your inspiration. It is indeed a great honor and privilege to welcome our chief guest for today's program, Honorable Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar sir. Dr. Vidyasagar sir is a scholar in the field of higher education with over 30 years of distinguished service as a teacher, researcher, and academic leader. He has served as the Vice Chancellor of Swami Ramananda Tirth Marathwada University, Nanded, and as Acting Vice Chancellor of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. At Savitribai Phule Pune University, he has held several prestigious positions, including Registrar Director of the Bioinformatics Center and Director of the School of Energy Studies, making remarkable contribution to innovation and academic growth. His expertise has also been recognized at the national level, where he has served on UGC committees as a chancellor's nominee and on the Maharashtra State Council for Higher Education. With such an inspiration journey, Dr. Vidyasagar sir truly stands as a pillar of wisdom, vision, and leadership in the academic community. So we are privileged to have you with us today. On behalf of everyone present here, I humbly request you to address this gathering and guide us with your invaluable words of wisdom and inspire us.
Okay, thank you for nice introduction. I'm very happy to be here today morning, and in fact, I'm not well, so you will excuse for my voice. But when Aditya called me and asked to be here, I have to be here because I see many people, but at him I look at intelligence personified. So you know, you are very fortunate to be in this department and have a person like him and other colleagues also. It's very interesting to see very young faces, and they will be taught by a very young person, which is very uncommon. For usually means such kind of workshops are conducted by senior person. But this is the way the trend is changing now, and this is the new trend, which is very welcome. Now today I will not speak much, but two or three points which I want to put across. The first point is about technology and science. You should understand the difference. You know that the technology is developed based on the scientific principles. And when you are learning a technique or a technology to that extent, you should always give some concern, or you should look at the principles, underlying principles, because that will give you capacity to learn new technology. Otherwise, your knowledge will be restricted only to that particular technique, and this technology keep on changing, because that is a evolutionary kind of a process. If you see the last century, I can give you a few examples, like DDT. It was there, and when it was invented, it was thought that it is a boon to the mankind. But later on, we found that it is not. It is more dangerous. So it was abandoned. Or there is a transformation. Like we started with telegraph, then we came to telephone, then we came to cell phone, pager, mobile, and now what next? Yesterday I read that there will be no mobile anymore. There will be tattoo on the skin. Okay, so which you can communicate with that. So technology will go on changing, but then how to cope up with that change? And that capacity will come if you understand the underlying principles. So give some thought to that also when you are learning the technology. Second thing is learning process. You have to be, say, कृतिशील शिक्षण ज्याला म्हणतो, activity oriented learning. It's very important because it will give you a capacity which will be very different. I'll give you example of Feynman, a great physicist. Now he, right from childhood, he was involved in, doing the many kinds of things. At the age of 8, he learned how to repair the radio on his own. And then he was being called for repairing by the neighbors. And at one point he went to repair a radio where the problem was that when that radio was switched on, it used to make a very big noise. So when he looked at it, then he thought that he has to think. So he started thinking. So the person who called him got very uneasy. He said, "What are you doing? You have to repair the radio." He said, "I am thinking." And after some time, he realized that the sequence of the tubes, wall tubes, that time there was no transistor. That has to be changed. And he did it and it got repaired. That person got so surprised. So he kept on telling people that this boy repairs the radio by thinking. So thinking is also very important, both. Second thing is that when you do experimentation or you do actual things, not only learn and by heart, do it, because that will give you another capacity which you get by implicit learning. Explicit learning and implicit learning, these are two different things. Explicit learning is the one which we can explain. Implicit learning is but you won't be able to explain. The example is there is a girl, Adivasi girl, sitting in a market, and she's selling some, this bamboo woven tokeries and all. So the one person gets interested in that, likes that very much. He goes to her and says that, "Can you teach me how to make it?" So she gets confused. She said, "I don't know how to teach. I can make it. I can show you how to make it, but I don't know how to teach." So that is implicit learning. And let me tell you, that is very important because that gives you additional capacity. Because my personal experience is I write. Because I have written 16 books, novels, and all. Or even in newspaper, I write articles. Incidentally, I wrote article on blockchain in 2022. That was the first article in Marathi on blockchain. So when you write, sometimes you think about some sentence. So you start writing. And at the end, you end up writing some different sentence. And that is better than whatever you have thought. So where from it comes? It comes from the body and mind combination. And that is why doing the things is very important, as well as understanding the things is also equally important. You have heard this Vidyapit Git, na? Jnana bano karmashila, karma jnanavan. So we have to understand the meaning of that. Don't keep on doing the work only, but you understand that. So both the things are very important. So I would say that while you learn, you have to understand this because now AI is coming. And there are questions raised that what is left for us. But fortunately, there is something left for us. It is not everything is taken over by AI. The example is, suppose you say that म्हणजे आईने सांगितलं मिरची बघून खा. Okay, so how AI will interpret it? की मिरची बघ आणि खा. But we'll interpret it in a different way. So there is where we stand. The human beings are required. Human brain is required. So like teaching, first 10% means what to teach or what to learn, that teacher can guide. In between, what is to be learned is available. So you don't need teacher. But whatever you read, what to do with it, again teacher is required. So you'll have to build your capacities in that fashion. So whenever you learn this technique, you always ask a question that what is that it has not been done? What is value addition I can do? What is more that I can add to it? Or what has been not done? So that will give you the, say, it will show you the way how to proceed. So things are very difficult nowadays, you know that, because at our time it was very easy because there was no AI, there was no computer, but everything was done by human beings. So there was a lot of scope also for doing. Now also there is a scope, but then you'll have to change. You cannot go with the same traditional thinking. You have to do participative learning. You have to come forward. Nobody will come to you. You have to go to the teacher. And they say that take horse to the water. No, horse has to go to water on his own. Nobody is going to take it to water. So you have got a good opportunity over here, and you should make the best of it. Okay. So wish you all the best, and thank you for inviting me.
Thank you so much. And very inspiring, very
Thank you so much, sir, for your inspiring words. Now, to conclude the formal inauguration session, I take this opportunity to extend a heartfelt word of thanks on behalf of Department of Technology, Savitribai Phule Pune University. I take this opportunity to extend my heartfelt gratitude. First and foremost, our sincere thanks to our chief guest, Honorable Dr. Pandit Vidyasagar sir, for sparing valuable time and inspiring us with his words. We are deeply grateful to Dr. Aditya Abhinkar sir, our respected HOD, for his constant support, motivation, and guidance. A special thank to Mr. Rishikesh Kare for sharing his expertise on Filecoin coin and for being with us today. I thank Vandana ma'am. I also thank all the faculty members, organizing team, and volunteers who have worked hard and made this workshop possible. Finally, a big thank you to all the students and participants for your enthusiastic presence. With this, we conclude the inaugural session. We now move forward to the introductory session on Filecoin and blockchain. Thank you once again. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, please. सत्यभामा मैम प्लीज रूपाली मैम आइए
User pin. हा ते लागेल तुम्हाला कनेक्ट करायला लागेल ना मी कनेक्ट करा आणि मग मी एकदा सर ह्याचं connect करा.
काही शांत बसायचं नाही तुम्ही सगळ्यांनी कोणीही बाहेर जायचं नाहीये पुढच्या 1 तासासाठी तुम्ही इथे शांत बसायचं त्याच्यानंतर आणि त्याच्यानंतर तुमचं हँड्स ऑन सेशन असेल त्यासाठी तुम्हाला लॅपटॉप आणायला लागेल बरोबर
Now there will be a introductory session of FileCoin. Okay, so we will have an introductory session of FileCoin. After that, we will be taking a lunch break. Right? 2:30 there will be a lunch break. After that, there will be a hands-on session on FileCoin. So those who brought laptop as per the instruction, those who brought laptop, you can sit over here. You can attend the hands-on session. The one who is not having laptop, they can come to me and I will allocate. You have to be there in the Rusa lab, and if Rusa lab is not in suitable, then we will be moving on further to another lab. Right? So now first we will have an introductory session. Rishikesh sir, they don't need laptop now only. Afterwards. Yes. Afterwards, after when we start our hands-on session, at that time you can bring your laptop. एक टोकनचं एक्झाम्पल द्या आम्हाला फाईल टोकन आहे मी शिकवते टोकनायझेशन फाईल टोकन गाईज आपलं एक एक्झाम्पल इथे कव्हर होणार आहे फाईल टोकनचं तर शांतपणे बघायचं ते नंतर तुम्हाला असाइनमेंट मध्ये लिहायचं
टेक्नॉलॉजी म्हणून टेक्नॉलॉजी अल्टा ऑप्शन हे तुझं व्हॉट्सअप ओपन आहे नाही मी ब्लॉकचेन युनिव्हर्सिटी सगळं तुला त्याच्यात लॉग इन करायला सर्दी झाली चांगली सांगतो सर्दी झालीच तुम्ही सांगतो व्यवसायामध्ये याला क्वेश्चन मध्ये ठीक आहे काय लागत असेल सांग ना तुला व्हिडिओ कॅप्चरलाच लावायचं व्हिडिओ कॅप्चर लावायचं ओके अजून बघू अजून करू आणि तुम्हाला we can move
We have heard like various like motivative speeches for you all. Okay, so name of today's session Code and Corky. Quite a not so formal name. Might be expecting like introduction to so and so organization, so and so technology, introduction to JavaScript, blah blah blah, right? We named this like name. There's reason behind this that there's a mascot called like corgi. Have you seen like corgi dog as such anytime? Yeah, you guys know already. Cool. So there's a mascot which we have. Usually, like whenever like code and conversation happens, like I always carry along with me some corgis to distribute, but unfortunately not today. So maybe like next time when we'll have some session here, I'll bring along some corgis for you all. Okay. So Code and Corgi is a initiative for students like you, the folks who are getting started in learning the technology, not specific to as well blockchain, but also like getting started with your career or learning something new. So this is very beginner level like stuff which we'll be discussing, but slowly like we'll elevate that to a proper advanced level stuff. Okay. So I'll just switch the slide.
Highlight is Skill Builders, which is a community supporting a lot of devs building on Filecoin. If you are either already a Filecoin dev or interested in becoming one, this is like your first stop. Like you should go and connect with this group. They have all kinds of good documentation and programs to support you.
IPFS technology as well as like blockchain. And he has been like a very like research focused person. So he looks into research part, but now like folks like me like operate the other stuff. Okay. Maybe I'll just switch to the next slide. This is going to be like a larger one, but yeah, I'll try to like keep it short. But at the same time, when I cover my journey, like it will also like try to absorb whatever you can, and like since like how many of you are from a second year, third year, only second year? Oh, all right. So I started my journey in blockchain when I was in my second year. Okay. So now why blockchain? So like you are all from like computer science background? All blockchain. All blockchain cool. Yes. Awesome. Why did you choose like blockchain? What made you like anyone? Any answer like why did you choose this? Or maybe like other option would have been like computer science for that matter. So like you might have opted for that. So why computer science or why IT related field? Why? Any raw reason that comes to your mind? I know like what you are thinking. Just I want you to say that. Why? Why did you like opted for this course? There are plenty of other courses available. Why not civil, mechanical, or any other like maybe like fashion or any other thing? They are also good, right? करवाने में बताया था इसी से प्लेसमेंट होती है इसी से जॉब लगेगी correct so you joined like blockchain because you got to know that there are good like opportunities there or like if not blockchain I get to work in IT field and the pay is good right that was the former reason I was also in second year I like second year normally the DSS stuff comes into the picture and we just learn that. Okay. So my brother just told me that maybe you can just learn something around like maybe blockchain security, cyber security stuff, etc. etc. And also there was a branch called as like it's still there, data science. It's blooming at the moment, right? So I had an option to like select one of this because everybody in my like every classmate of mine, they were like building the projects around like machine learning and AI at the moment. Then distributed projects, driving face lighting detection, helmet detection, mask detection, etc. Everyone like now this is like these are all like 10-year-old projects. Nobody like thinks about it anymore. Okay. So then I started reading about data science. Reason? Same. Salary achievement. Paisa kamana at the end of the day. Then I like learned about like data science. Later on, like I started reading articles about blockchain. Okay, like what is blockchain? Started from very like definition of blockchain. So it was a journey of roughly around like 4 to 5 months when I just like spent my time just reading theory, which was the most boring phase. But I guess like that what helped me, and one of the reason why I'm here. Okay, so whenever you learn the theoretical part, it at times is boring for anything, right? Everyone is like curious to get hands-on, build some projects, write code, yeah, coding का part कब आएगा? Everyone is then I started reading about blockchain. But at the same time, you might have heard about platforms like LeetCode, CodeShell. Have you? So now there are like even like जो भैया दीदी वाले YouTube के videos होते हैं, there are like always a battle between like web developer and a computer programming. Always you might have seen these videos all over, right? So just a small difference between that two is like computer programming make you a better person at writing algorithms and increases your thinking capability. So I had done all of this in my first semester of second year, and I was like bored out of it. Then I got to know about like web programming because I was a person, just say like, have you ever attempted any computer programming code writing any code or like, have ever visited CodeShell website and saw what questions are asked there? नहीं किया है तो चालू करो प्लेसमेंट में वही पूछते हैं. So like get acquainted with the platform. Interview first round would be computer programming. So get started like adapted with it. But in the back end of my mind, like I always like there are some questions like Raju ki dukaan hai and like he has like 5 chocolates and he needs to distribute these 5 chocolates evenly between like 3 persons. Write about how he will do that, something like that. Okay. So I always wanted to build Raju's shop and not just solve this problem. So I was by heart a product guy. So I started like thinking like how can I build the products. Now in the first year you might have like build switch case application for calculator. Then ever thought like how this piece of like C programming code goes inside the calculator or inside your mobile application? कभी सोचा? नहीं तो दूसरा करना है. Like there's a thing called as like back end and front end, you know? Perfect. Awesome. So now I started thinking ki how can I build the same like the front end for it. Now the switch case are written, everything happens on the terminal. So then I was curious enough to like learn front end. Okay, so I started like learning about like React.js, Next.js. Next.js is quite very new, but at that time like React.js was the one which was famous. This is my space. Hi. I guess like now the are able to see. This is okay, alright. So this area I can walk. Okay, comfortable. Okay. So that would happen. Okay, I need to be in this space.
Yes.
This is perfect. Like, this is what you guys are able to see. Okay, cool. Now I'll adapt to this. Cool. Okay, so we were about around like the product phase. So I started learning about like front end development. So like I mentioned, like when I'm sharing my journey, try to absorb as much as you can so that you get the proper roadmap of how you can, you know, start your learning phase and then like start building stuff. Okay. Now then I started working on like React.js, built some like front-end applications, and then I stumbled upon some hackathon. Okay. Now that hackathon was like all over India, different colleges all together. I'll come back to my college name as well, all the stuff. So they were like different colleges part of it. So then we just thought of like let's just participate. And I was actually learning blockchain by that time. I had like you know Solidity, right? So I was also learning like Solidity back then, like very basic like storage, code, remix ID, all this stuff. So then what I did was I participated and got like 3 friends of mine from my class to be part of it because there was a restriction that we need a team of like 4 to 5 folks. Okay. So then we built the front end for that. Then the blockchain part came into picture, wrote the smart contracts, ideated the complete idea, and we submitted. Okay. Fortunately, then out of like around 300 submissions, we came in top 20. So they said that out of the top 20, you will be given extra 5 days to build your project to next level, take it to next level, add more features, and they will, if you get selected, you will be in the top 5. Okay. And the reward was like, if you are selected for top 5, you secure around like 500 USD. 500 USD, yeah, correct. 500 USD is not a small amount, right? Okay. So we got selected in top 5, and the demo was scheduled at like 5 p.m. And it was all like Corona period at that time when I was in my second year. So, and by that habit, like I cultivated the Puneri habit of sleeping between 2 to 5. So I was in Nagpur at that time. My hometown is Nagpur. So, but still, I love sleep. I love to sleep, so I started sleeping. My friends were calling me that we have a demo at 5, and I was sleeping. Then, like somewhere around like 5, I woke up and directly started presenting the slides because like it was scheduled at that time. Our particular presentation was the first one to be like delivered. Then I just like said not prepared anything for the presentation at all, just like today. Yeah, I usually like never come prepared or come with like any specific agenda or all the stuff. As we interact, like we will flow along the stuff. So I just like gave away the presentation, five competing with other 5 teams from like I still remember there were like committee was there, 3 IITs were there, and one like I guess from like Saftana's college, some I don't remember the name. Staff from W. What's the name of the college? I don't remember, but that college was there. And then we came first in that competition, and that was something where my journey officially started where we won like $5,000 amongst the team. So like distributed among 4 folks. Then I got to know that we can win. Like we just need to participate and just show up and like things happen. So showing up is something that matters. So that was the first learning thing that I got to know. Okay. So always show up whenever there is an opportunity. Always show up. Okay. Then we won that. Then I thought of like other folks, they started into their AI ML journey, like I mentioned. And then I had to, like I still like stuck with blockchain, and I started like reading more and more about like blockchain, what things more can be made. And then I got to know one thing, right? Our chief guest today mentioned that always try to find out like what and how you can contribute to the latest technology, right? So that was the only motive that kept me going for blockchain because like blockchain was very very new in 2019. Again, not many advances were there. No documentations are available. No such like YouTube lectures are available. Nothing. So all you had to do is like research on your own and try to ship something. So it gave me a like interesting thing that in my childhood who like just an आपलं like plan book I guess like इकडे आपण लिहितो like what you want to become when you grow up लिहून दिलं तिकडे सायंटिस्ट बनायचं आहे बघ ते माहित होतं आणि खूप अभ्यास करायला लागते वगैरे scientist बनायसाठी but then this give me an opportunity that I can do some research and I can like build something of my own and contribute actually to the technology. So then I kept going. I discovered some use cases. I wrote around like some research papers, roughly 3 that I know. They were listed in Scopus. So I wrote like 3 research papers around the same. Then I thought of like participating solo in a hackathon. Okay, so it was month of around like June. I participated in a hackathon called as like Hack FS, full form being like Hack File Systems. Okay, so that was again like organized by FileCoin at that time. So I was in my third year then, and then I participated individually, and I won a prize of like $20,000. Not $20,000, sorry, it's too much, right? 20,000 INR. Okay, so around like 200 USD. That was the price. Okay, so but still like 200 USD is again a big amount again. And the results were announced on date of my birthday. It was my birthday. I told everyone in my family कि $200 जीत गया, etc. etc. So everyone was happy. Now you know MetaMask, right? Awesome. So you know about seed phrase and all the stuff. Seed phrase, private keys. Yeah, private key is right? So now when we build a project, somewhere we need to at that time, since like Metaverse was very, very new, Ethers.js, कुछ सुना है Ethers.js वगैरह? So that was not existing or that was not that mature. So प्रोजेक्टच्या अंदर आपल्याला प्रायव्हेट की टाकायला लागायची. ठीक आहे? सो मी माझ्या वॉलेटची प्रायव्हेट की गिटहब मध्ये पुश करून दिली होती तेव्हा. ठीक आहे? आणि त्याच कीवरती माझं प्राइस मनी येणार होतं. 9:15 the amount got deposited in my wallet. 9:17 it vanished. Okay, so birthday घरी सगळं सांगितलं 15ला आले 17ला गेले आता काय सांगायचं So then सांगितलं मग रात्री आईला and then like I started thinking कि like 20,000 का खाता हुआ है हमको कुछ करना पड़ेगा. It hurts, right? It hurts. 20,000 is like big amount. So I promised to myself that in next couple of months I need to like earn this amount back. So then I started participating in another hackathons. Then that was the day, and today is the day, or maybe like in past 6 months I haven't participated in any hackathon, but like last in like Bangalore, like I participated. So it was like 2024 December. So till that time, like I have won 19 global hackathons all over the world. Like being among all of these hackathons, 200 USD which I lost was the smallest or 1% amount of which like I won by this rest of the 19 hackathons altogether. So yeah, so then like I got that kick, he like the command, and that's when my solo journey started. And I started building on solo in different hackathons and started gaming. Now when I like was part of this hackathon, then I started networking with folks as well. So networking is one of the most important things. Okay, there's a saying that network is your net worth. Okay, so network is something very important. So if you are connected well with the folks, then like it would eventually help you. Like Sahil and we were like connected somehow in our previous organization, and then we got connected. And like one of the reason like Sahil invited me, and that's another reason like why I'm here. Uh, so yeah, network is very important in any field. Okay, like our heading is not just like blockchain. I wrote it. Luma form you might have seen like discovering AI possibilities, right? So I'll talk about like both AI and blockchain altogether. So then hackathons done. Now coming back to my 12th class. तुम सब लोग no, I'm going back in flashback now. Okay. So like JEE mains सबने दिए नहीं दिया किसी ने भी नहीं दिया दिए कुछ कुछ लोग हैं JEE mains पता तो है ना JEE mains मध्ये लाईक तुम्ही क्वालिफाय होता त्याच्यात तुम्हाला NIT IIT जशा कॉलेजमध्ये ऍडमिशन भेटतं सिम्पल माझं पण तेच होतं की IITs वगैरे NITs वगैरे ऍडमिशन भेटलं तर मजा येऊन जाईल मग so then I started preparing in my 12th. Like I was very confident that NIT to put in easy, very easy. IIT, let's see what happens. Then I gave the exam, JEE mains. I came back to home. 30 April result was announced. Evening 4:40, I guess 4:40, I remember the time. I was sitting in my kitchen. Results were announced. Mom was cooking something, nashta type kuch to be, and like result announced. I scored out of 360. How much marks do you think I scored? I scored like 36 marks. And I failed JEE mains. Sapna, Chakna, children. But okay, then like I was given like 10 days. CET was in just like 10 days after 30th April, 10th of May. I had just 10 days. पूरे 2 साल CET का preparation नहीं किया था कभी. The preparation required for CET and JEE that is very different. There's like significant difference between that. Even if the content is same, the preparation needs to be like very different. CET is like quite very theoretical and JEE is like very practical based. So 10 days, I started like अब theory है तो रटना पड़ेगा सारी चीजें, chemical reactions and all that stuff. Fortunately, I scored like ठीक ठाक सा score आ गया था, somewhere around like 125, 126 out of 200. Then I got admission into the Baba College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. It is not that bad college, good college. Uh, then I took the admission there. Second year done, third year done, fourth year, I received an email from IIT Roorkee that you have been invited as a speaker. So I went to IIT Roorkee, I gave a talk just like this there, and that's the reason like why I mentioned that even if you fail JEE mains, even if you don't get admission to JEE mains or like the IIT JEE or like all the institutes which you are dream of, there's always a second chance to go there. So I gave my first talk in my fourth year. Then immediately, like after that year, they called me again. So consecutively for 2 years, I gave a talk at like IIT Roorkee, which was followed by BITS Pilani, BITS Goa, and all the stuff, all the colleges. There are plenty of them. So yeah, that's another journey, which again kept me motivated and I need to like do something good. And apart from like what the college has you to reward with or like educate with, you should always keep an eye on the other stuff. Now with AI, in coming years, you won't see like much of the stuff like college lectures and all the stuff. The things are going to change. The education field is going to change very very rapidly, and you need to cope up with that. You need to not just like prepare yourself for national level, city level. You need to always compare yourself with what's happening in the global stage. Okay. And blockchain is such a technology since you are already like learning. Blockchain is not a like nothing is happening at the moment at like national level. There are definitely use cases which we'll be talking about, but at international level, all the things are happening. So if you want to stay on the top 10% of the crowd, because you are already top 20 if you are learning blockchain at the moment. So you need to compete on the global level, okay, not on the like national level or like city level. So your classmates are not your competitors. Your competitors are sitting somewhere out there in some other nation. Okay, so that should be your motto. There are some picks now that I was part of. Then I joined like Filecoin on June 2024. It's been a journey of like 1 year. Now I'm just not part of Filecoin, but also like other chains as well. There's an Aptos event happening. Like I recall that last year I represented Aptos at DY Patil University or college. So I like you would be learning like the folks would be coming in and they would be teaching you like new programming language called like Go. You would be like deploying the smart contract all the stuff. So I did that workshop as well for Aptos. So yeah, whenever in blockchain, like there are different things and different protocols which you have to interact with. So apart from like Solidity, Ethers.js, WJS, WebJS, there are plenty of other protocols which you need to like learn about. Okay. Is this clear? Is this clear?
Sorry.
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Clear? Hello, hello. Clear, clear. Beta X. Okay, all good. All right. Things like similar mind. Okay. Cool. Where were we? Aptos. Okay. So when you are in part of blockchain, you need to like be aware about like what are the different protocols out there. Filecoin is one of them. There are definitely like different protocols which you should be learning about and build your projects on. Start building your projects right away from the second year itself. That will help you. TCS में तो job नहीं चाहिए ना हम लोगों को. वो तो aim नहीं है ना किसी का TCS में job चाहिए. नहीं ना. At least aim तो मत रखो. But like you can like go there. But ठीक है aim वो मत रखो. Really तो अच्छी बात है. That's not a good. That's not a bad thing. But so if you want to like go beyond that, start building the projects because that is something is going to help you with your resume and all the stuff. Yeah, I was just talking about the stuff. So I joined Filecoin. Then it's been a journey of like 1 year. I like now that like I don't participate in hackathons. I'm usually like the judge and mentor. So I have like been judge and mentor at various like ETH global hackathons. Like you can see like ETH India happened last year. ETH Bangkok happened recently. I should have been here in like May March, I guess April March, but like at that time I had to like go to Europe for there was another like hackathon called as like ETH Prague, and there were like other conferences as well which followed along. So have represented like Filecoin as well as India on all these various events. So that's what like helped me to evolve myself as a person and then like prepare to like contribute more to the community because like in blockchain there's a very specific word community and community is very very important for any protocol any product to sustain because this is a new way of how you interact with your customers. So if there's a community at the moment, then you can like get direct feedback from the community, hey, what's working and what's not working. So community is very very important, and then community you can be the part of various communities out there. Similarly, we established a community called as like Field Builders, which is a devoted space for builders. When if you are building anything around like Filecoin or any product that utilizes Filecoin, you can always be part of it. Join us. You can always tag us. It's a Telegram group out there wherein any project idea, if you are already building, you can just like ask any of the mentors around. Um, at the moment, like there's only one Indian who is like representing Filecoin or like Field Builders at the moment. That's me. But there are other folks as well from various parts of world, and they are very very friendly. So one thing I realized while interacting with the folks out there is like folks are good outside as well. It's not like the media shows to us that some folks are bad, some folks are good, some countries are that way or like that stuff. They're good. India is also good. India is very respected country in other nations. Whenever you go from, everybody would ask you, and they would like talking with you in very very respect. We have earned an image in technical space that like folks would respect you if you go out there and like showcase yourself like you come from India. So always like never forget the roots. So that's one thing to learn about. Okay, enough about myself. So session's objective is like you are an someone who don't know much about some an unbaked cake or egg maybe, and like we'll try to elevate you to a smart egg out there, which can like stand on its own feet and like get exposed to the world. That's how like the eggs and hatching works, right? So that's going to be the session objective. Uh, there would be like multiple sessions in this week, I believe. And since I know like how the Web3 ecosystem operates or like how Aptos or other protocols operate, there would be a thing that you may not understand anything in the workshop that are going to happen. Okay. But at least, try to get 10% of it. Get familiar with the wordings. Now you know like Python is something, Aptos is something. Now it's an homework for you that you yourself try to explore more and more on top of it. Okay. So if you explore on your own, if you do the self study, you'll always remember that. Instead of like some folk, come and talk, they will come talk for like a couple of hours and go back, right? But if you like go back to your home, try to build something, clone some repositories, like face some errors and all the stuff, then it would really, really help you. So how many of you love errors? How many of you love errors? बाकी सब टेकन है क्या? You should love errors more than your boyfriend or girlfriend. Straight away. I'm talking that straight away. If you don't love errors, you won't be a successful coder. If you love errors, you will get to read what the error says. You would be able to explain to someone that I'm facing this error. If you are not going to explain somewhere, you will be stuck there. You should have the capability of like explaining what error is there. Some folks just come, send the screenshot, ये error आ रहा है. अरे पढ़ो आप लिख रहा है. It's in English. You should be able to read that, understand. If there is specifically line mentioned like on this particular line, this error is causing this and this difficulty. Okay, so you should try to understand more about like what the error is trying to say. ठीक है? So when I said like boyfriend or girlfriend वाला part, उसकी भाषा तो वैसे भी समझ में नहीं आती अपन को, है ना? So, but still like we try to understand. Similar way the errors operate. It's also complex, but we need to adapt and understand that stuff. ठीक है? Okay? Very clear to the part. I'm just like around of your age itself, so I'll try to talk and that on that level. Sahil and all other your professors are always there to talk on more and more like technical and that level of stuff. But I'll try to keep it cool so that you always remember this session and the things which you learn here. Okay, so errors first thing, you should always love errors and try to communicate with your friends that whenever you face an error, when you work in a like joint project or something, explain to them that this error is causing and this comes from like this particular like library or all other stuff. Okay, so errors are important. Then like the how the like workflow goes like now, since like you are part of this session, you are onboarded to the ecosystem in some other way. Next thing, like we'll do workshop here, we'll try to build some application. I will showcase like some demo applications, we'll discuss some use cases on what you can build, and I will leave you at a stage where like if you jump, you won't fall down, you will get to like open the parachute and land safely. Okay, so that's something that you need to do. I'm not going to open the parachute for you. It's something that you need to do it on your own. Nobody else is going to come and open it up for you. Okay. Uh, okay. So now, what usually happens is that I mentioned like hackathons. Any one of you have ever participated in any hackathon that didn't happen in your college? Okay. Second year, all good. That's not a problem. This is going to be a first hackathon, but there are plenty of other hackathons which are being like hosted all over the world. You don't need to specifically go to a particular like country or specific place. They happen like virtually at times, but all you need to do is like show up. If you show up to at that particular like hackathon, build something, you may not win, but definitely like you will learn something out of that 1 week, or maybe you can continue building on your project, and then like you can add that to your resume. So whenever you go to third year, especially like some of your friends would say, ये resume लिखने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं, क्यों नहीं है, कुछ किया ही नहीं है, right? So how are you going to build the project? Everybody says कि like for fresher like you need an experience, you need an experience. Fresher को कहाँ से experience आएगा? Internship के लिए भी experience चाहिए आज की तारीख. So how we are going to build that? So why there are different builder programs out there? There are different like hackathons out there. These are the ways via which you can build your like repo as well as like your like resume as well, and the experience which the folks want. Okay. So start exploring platforms like first one is Portfolio, second one is like DevSpot, and the third one is like ETH Global. If you are in blockchain, you should be part of like ETH Global. You should be aware about like what ETH Global is. If you are not aware about like ETH Global, then you are not a blockchain developer as of now. Don't worry, I'll just send you all the stuff. Like you are registered to Luma, you should receive all the emails and all the stuff. But thankfully, you can just write it down at the moment, and ETH Global is another one. But don't worry about the resources. Like you will be provided with each one of it. Cool. So what happens like you would be thinking like prize money इतनी ज्यादा है, select होंगे क्या, कुछ जीतेंगे क्या, बाकी इतने like talented folks out there are there, right? But if you don't try to go on playground and hit the first ball, then you won't get the confidence, right? जब तक like तुम कार चलाने के लिए like गियर पे उसके साथ खेल के नहीं देखते हो, तब तक कॉन्फिडेंस नहीं आता है. So you should always try and show up. Showing up is one of the foremost important thing. Okay? So that would be there. I don't know like what the next slide is, but let's just see. Okay, so same stuff. So what's Code and Corgi? It's not just a workshop, but it's a journey for you as a developer. You join as a learner. You build and contribute. So there's another like program which we run called as like PLDG, wherein like you have heard about like open source, right? Okay. Now, by this program, it gives you an opportunity to earn up to like 2028 USD per month. Okay, so that's some amount which you can earn just by contributing or making some open source contribution. But for that, to be eligible to be part of that particular program, you need to have a solid GitHub repository at first place. Okay, then only then you get admitted. So this is a journey between these two phases which you can do. So you can like join various programs in the like blockchain XAI space, and you can build your like GitHub repository, and that should be it. So again, like the paper resume era is gone at the moment. Folks would ask you for like what's your like GitHub repository, what is your portfolio like link and all the stuff. Okay, so that stuff would be there. Then the next stuff would be on rewards and grants. Recently we concluded a AI blueprint hackathon in the month of like April, and I was judging for the same, and it was incredible to see like there are like folks coming out of like tier 3 like colleges who are building like really absolutely like amazing stuff integrating like blockchain and AI. So if you are building anything on like AI, you automatically get connected with blockchain somehow, because like AI is going to need blockchain. I'll explain you how and why. Okay, So we have like different initiatives like hackathons are there, like builder grants are there. We reward up to like 10k USD per project if your project is quite very good, and you are eager to build on the project and take it to like the production level. How many of you are interested in being an entrepreneur or at least have your app launched on like Play Store or something like that? So definitely like this is something for you. Even I always wanted to do that. Even if like I don't know like whether that application would be hit or flop, but I always wanted to like if even if like 100 users uses your application, it should be good, right? बोलूं क्या ये? ठीक है बोल देता हूँ. Why 100 users? Okay, don't aim for like 10,000 users or 1,000 users. Okay, there's a famous like you might have seen on memes and reels. There's a influencer girl out there like who has what's the feature on like Instagram? They're like premium kind of thing, subscriptions, right? Has somewhere around like just 300 subscriptions, but monthly earns 35 lakhs. Crazy, right? Just 300 users and earning up to like 35 lakhs. That's significant amount, right? So same like if you just think like you build some application, you have 100 paid users out there, and everybody's paying let's say maybe $10 to you. That's again a big amount. 10 multiplied by 100, that's 1k. 1k, 1 lakh rupees is coming to your bank per month. You have to do absolutely nothing. You already built an application and it's working on its own. बाकी करते रहो future, कोई दिक्कत नहीं. Nobody's going to like come on top of you. So aim smaller initially. That joins together. And when it's like 10 USD, that's not a very big amount on global level. 10 USD just like 10 USD. Cool. Folks would be easy to pay you that if you are providing some awesome helpful stuff to them. That would be as easy as a task manager. At the moment, like I face my issues that if I just show you my calendar, it's so messy at the moment that there are so many events that are there and I need to attend like, different meetings. I just wake up and see like there are so many meetings. How am I going to manage my day? So I need an excellent task manager that can help me to manage all the stuff. It's not there at the moment. So something with AI, if you can build that, that can be another interesting product out there. So aim very very. I'm just like telling you very basic uses task manager. To-do list वाला application तो सब बनाते हैं. But how you can integrate AI in that, how you can like integrate Google Calendar in that, so that you have the users or the customers' data, and how you can like use that data to help him out more. Okay? Instead of the user manually typing that what I need to do today, if like just fetching the stuff from the calendar, summarizing that and how your day would look like today, if I just get to see and just read through it, I just need like 30 odd seconds to go through that instead of wasting my 15 minutes planning my day. So if something is like saving me like 15 odd minutes of my day, so I'll be like definitely interested in paying like $5 to $10, not an issue, because like time is money. So that thing is there. And last, like you become a field builder, which means that you also stand a chance to represent like Filecoin ecosystem in various hackathons out there, and that's one of the way of like how I got absorbed into like Filecoin community, and now I am like a properly working in the ecosystem as a full-time role. So I also started in the same way that was exactly my journey. I was like started with writing articles on top of like Filecoin on how you can other developers can use Filecoin or build any smart contract on top of it or store data on top of it. Then I started like earning via their hackathons and all the stuff, showing up myself there, and finally become a field builder and then like join full time. So this is another way via which you can get job as well. One of the interesting thing for my journey was like in my college placements, I secured around like 7 offer letters from various organizations like Yape जो है सब अपनी like Capgemini, IBM, Cognizant, TCS, like क्या मतलब उसका Accenture, Virtusa, and all these companies. But like I had to deny all of them because I was very very focused on blockchain. I just wanted to have my career there, so that was a risky step of denying all the offers that had in my hand, and then like looking out for like off-campus opportunities that could provide me like a blockchain based role. Fortunately, the wherever I gave interview, I never joined that company. Wherever I joined, or like what all companies that have joined so far, I never gave interview for that. It's just what that. Hey, Rishikesh, do you want to join in? Yes, get in. Done. Sorted. As easy. No interviews, nothing. How? Like I mentioned, resume era, dead. You have your repository, you have your presence out there. Just imagine like if you are an HR, okay, as of today, how you would operate. You have given a task to hire a blockchain developer. What thing would you do? One way is like looking out on like Naukri or like Indeed, LinkedIn, trying to search for folks because like blockchain developers are James, right? They are very very rare at the moment. So finding them is very very tough. So like what HR would do is like instead of like now doing these steps, it will look out on like internet, search for blockchain developers, and all the profiles would appear. So it's the era of AI. If you are not on internet, if your name is not on internet, you are nowhere. You do not exist. If you're not on internet, you do not exist. If like there's a crowd like somewhere out there, like maybe there might be talented footballer out there or maybe amazing like Java coder, but if he or she doesn't tell the world that I'm a good at it, I won't know. But some other person just like raises an hand and say I'm a good like Java developer, I know like okay, there's a one guy, come with me, you're hired. Or maybe like at least initiate the process of hiring. But that other guy, even if like he's very very talented from the other person, he's not part of it. So this becomes like very very important like showing up the stuff. All right, let's get started. What's in store for today? Like blockchain, what's the hype? Black by cloud, hello decentralized storage, Filecoin, data's new best friend, and finally like when we do the hands-on session, let's build. So we'll just cover like since you already know like what is blockchain and all the stuff, I'll not spend much time on that. Uh, like you already know like this transition, right? Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3. Can anybody just tell me like what's the difference between Web 1, Web 2, and Web 3? Web 1 is मजा नहीं है. Web 1 is गलत आंसर. Web 1, just give me an example of any Web 1 application that was out there. Wikipedia. Why do you call it Web 1? Only we can read the data. Correct, right? Read only. Then came the current era like Web 2. What can you do there? Instagram is there. What can you do there? Read and write. Read and write. Excellent. And with Web 3, what you can do? What you can do? What additional? Read, write, and own, right? Own. Now, when we talk about like own, can you any one of you like give me an example of like what does like owning the stuff means like? Why is it important? Anyone? No. Have you heard about the platform? Yeah, please.
Decentralized social media platform.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
They pay for our own content.
right. So means like you own the content out there. On your, if you it's a, if Instagram is like decentralized, then you can own your own content. At the moment, what happens like whenever you post like image or all the stuff, like you are contributing to the data set of like Instagram. Okay, and data is very very crucial for AI. Can you see the link? AI needs data. If like your ML models are fed with wrong data, it would produce garbage. Okay. So if it's fed with like correct reasons, correct like data, it will produce good reasons, right? So like, what's the difference between like ChatGPT, Grok, Claude, Anthropic, and Perplexity and all this stuff? It's the data, or like Gemini for that matter. It's the data on this like all these are built. Now these data sets are different for each one of it. So whoever has the awesome data can present awesome results. Correct. So have you heard about the application Google Rewards? I just like came to my I wasn't aware about it, but I just came to my friend's flat on Saturday for the session, and then he just showed me that he just like gave some like suggestions and like stuff like survey community survey, and he earned like 4 rupees out of that in front of my eyes. I was like, what? How is this thing happening? So what's happening in the background is like Google is collecting the data and rewarding you for that stuff, right? So that's why data is very very crucial at the moment, and they say like data is the new oil. Okay. So if I know, it's as simple as that. If I know everything, like when you wake up, where you go, who you talk with, and everything, if I know, I can control you by any means. If I know anything of you, I'll show you like targeted stuff. your brain would be automatically manipulated. I can control you entirely. So data is very crucial. Now, when I say that if I can control you, he would be okay with seeing like targeted like ads or all of the stuff in his feeds. But why should he like see it all for free? So if he is owning the data, what he will do is instead of sharing the data, your all like daily scheduled data to me like for free, you ask me to pay for it. So you own the data, and now you can sell the data not just to me, Google, Yahoo, or any other like all the AI platforms which you want. You can just like share data. So jump like Airtel says that Perplexity AI is free for use. It's not free for use. You are giving away your data to them for training the models. That's how the stuff works. Nothing is free in this world at all. You always have to contribute some amount of stuff for them. Okay, so this is the journey of like how Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, and all this to like flow works. Like I guess like pretty four pillars of blockchain की सभी चीजें. Static web, social web, decentralized web. Again, that's it. Consensus mechanism, transactions. Everybody know. Transaction वही वाला जो 14 को आया 17 को चला गया. That's the blockchain transaction. So like it's very fast. So that's why like there's an hackathon by ETH Global is coming for the very first time in like New Delhi. I would love to see you all of them part of it. Try to apply. There are limited seats. Like only like 2,000 hackers would be selected all over the world for that. So try to apply. Then if you get selected, it would be lifetime opportunity which you would be getting. The transformation of you when you be part of it, go there, look out to all other stuff, right? It's like surreal. It's like very magnificent, and you get to learn so much out of just like these 3 days. It's very good. So I guess like you should all be part of like ETH Global New Delhi this time. Fingers crossed, all of your applications get selected. Like fight with your parents if you want to fight for that. But if you get selected for that, definitely come to Delhi, and like it should be really awesome experience for you all. You'll get to learn and implement whatever you have learned in your like blockchain course so far. Smart contracts, any application which uses smart contracts have a wrapper of it, decentralized apps. Cool, interesting. Okay. That's how like that guy partied on his like Saturday night, Friday night. Like how many of you went for a party this weekend? Long weekend, right? Anybody? Sharif log? Nice. दारू party? कुछ? I have heard like पुणे में तो सब कुछ होता है. But okay, like good crowd, good crowd. One of the interesting things for me is like wherever I go, wherever like maybe like I would like categorize this is that good or bad, but like some of the folks are like fond of like enjoying like drinks and all this stuff. Like that's a personal choice. That there's nothing like good or bad. Everything is limit is good and everything over limit is bad. But like yeah. So what's the cost of like normal like whiskey, vodka here? You if whenever you go to club, it would be like 500, starting from 500 maybe. Don't know. Very nice. SEO. Don't you have like no need to know about all this stuff, right? But it's very costly, right? Now wherever I go, all the conferences or all the stuff wherever I go, it's free for me. It's free for me always. But I haven't touched even a glass of like even a drop of like alcohol till date. Like whenever I Europe, Singapore, Bangkok, like everywhere I go, like I never like have drunk yet in my life. So yeah, I can join you like Sharif Loga. Nice. Okay. So Sharif, being Sharif is okay. Staying Sharif is tough. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So like, let's assume like his name was like Bob. He partied crazy on like this weekend. Okay. Or maybe like we have some photographs out there and they are clicking some awesome like photos of this event. What if guys? What if I say like when you are like going back while the stairs, your camera falls down, your like instrument is dead. All the photographs deleted. You captured in your mobile, put here. What would be your reaction? Very bad, right? Let's see. So another meme from that all the pics from like the yesterday's party got like deleted. Like folks, like as of today, like the new generation, if I know, like I guess like I'm also part of like Gen Z. I'm not sure, but they say like I'm like 2000 born. Like, do you count me Gen Z or Gen or like non Gen Z? Gen Z के पहले क्या था? Mid, हाँ जो भी वो भी. So where do you count me? I'm not counted in Gen Z, as well as they also don't like accept me. 2000s are like on boundary always. So, but okay, like the Gen Zs or the new generation is fond of like showcasing their experiences. अगर फोटो नहीं आई तो क्या फायदा अच्छा करके, राइट? और अगर फोटो डिलीट हो गई तो फिर बर्बाद हो गया ना, पैसा बर्बाद. So feel like all the party pics got deleted from the server. So that's another like popular meme out there. Like kids would be very upset. So like, what are the various ways like how all these stuffs can be safeguarded or like preserved? Because memories is important, right? AI cannot create memories for you. Like mentioned, like AI cannot teach you like culture, or like AI cannot teach you like ethics. It won't operate on ethics, right? It won't. It would never. It cannot replicate human feelings at any point of time. There would be always a significant amount of difference between what AI produces and what human mind can think. It cannot compete with each other. So be assured that AI is not going to eat your jobs. Definitely, the person you are using AI would eat your job for very sure. So start using like AI tools wherever you can go. It's as simple as that. When Excel sheet got invented, जो भी like बाबू लोग होते थे जो लिखते थे अपने रजिस्टर में, उन सब की नौकरी चली गई. Who replaced that person? The person who was excelled in like Excel sheet. If you know how to like manage Excel sheet, design the sheets, then like you are all welcome here. Similar goes like if someone is building a front end website in like 8 hours, but another guy using an AI tool builds that in couple of hours, right? He's going to replace you. AI is not going to replace you, because like even to operate AI, you need someone. Okay, and there's another thing called as a quality assurance. Again, like I keep diverting from the topics, but coming back to yesterday party fix. Now there's an technology called as like IPFS. यहाँ पे नेटफ्लिक्स किसके पास अकाउंट है? बोला था ना, मैं लोग पे करते हैं. 100 यूजर में पे किया तो भी तुम्हारा एप्लीकेशन चल पड़ेगा. 300 रुपए देने के लिए लोग तैयार बैठे हैं, राइट? सो नेटफ्लिक्स देयर आर सो मेनी यूजर्स. अब बाकी लोग क्या करते हैं? नहीं नहीं, मूवीज तो वो भी देखते हैं, सीरीज वो भी देखते हैं. कहाँ से देखते हैं वो पूछ रहा हूँ. टीवी नहीं, सच सच बताओ कहाँ से आते हैं वो? आते हैं ना बराबर, टेलीग्राम, यूटोरेंट एंड ऑल दैट स्टफ, राइट? फ्री में होता है सब कुछ. इफ यू आर एन इंजीनियर, इफ यू आर कंप्यूटर साइंस ग्रेजुएट, नो नीड टू पे फॉर ऑल दिस थिंग्स. नेटफ्लिक्स में पैसा भरते हो, शोभा देता है तुम लोगों को. वो मैकेनिकल सिविल वाले वो लोग करेंगे ये सब पैसा देने वाले. हमको तो यही देना. ठीक है, जोक्स अपार्ट, सीरियसली मत लेना. पे करो नेटफ्लिक्स को. बी अ गुड लाइक कस्टमर. Copyrights वाले किसने मत जाओ. But there was an era of like uTorrent. What used to happen that if I have a copy of a movie, I upload that, and that used to replicate it across all the like devices which are part of the network. On same principle, like IPFS was built. Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 5 servers अपने पास. Okay. If I just store like my piece of information on server 1. Okay. So what I will do is like instead of like just storing that on server 1, I pass on the copies of like server 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Even if that server 1 that gets like deleted the data, it's still here. Correct? It's still here. That's exactly how IPFS operates. Easy. No rocket science. Very very easy. Now how these all different servers are like connected with each other, how they form a network, that's the complex part. Okay. So but that guy had already like done all the stuff for you. So what how IPFS operates is that whenever you upload a data on like IPFS, it can be any sort of data, any data. There's no like media type, or like even your website can be hosted on IPFS for free. It's free. It's completely free. You don't need to pay anything for that. So there's an interesting thing here is like normally how one server, like how things are placed is by a path. Okay? Yeah, path to index.html. Similarly on your local server as well, path store the file, correct? But on IPFS, there's a different way. How IPFS stores the content is like via the content. There's something called as a CID. ये वाली नहीं. CID is content identifier. Okay, clear? So now CID, let's say now a piece of information, let's say I store like this bottle on the server, it would be replicated altogether. When it's hash hoga, you understand like hashing and all the stuff, right? You hash is calculated, it gets stored. So hash value would be nothing but the content identifier. Now for this bottle, as many times I calculate this hash of this bottle, it would be same. कभी change होगा? If I just remove the cap, will this change hash value now? Q content change, correct? So now if there's even a minute change in the data, the content identifier would be changed. Now if there's some file out there already stored, and if you try to store the same amount of file, you don't need to store that, it's already available. Okay, so one data only once, but it can be replicated. Okay, so it will be replicated across all the nodes which are part of the network. Now इनके साथ भी थोड़ा बात कर लेता हूँ, यहाँ पे ध्यान नहीं दे रहे, ठीक है, चलो तुम मेरे तरफ ध्यान दे दो. Okay, so now this is done. Now why should you guys store my information for free? Problem? What I said, like if I'm storing some information, it will be replicated on all the other networks, which means that the data storage capability which you have, that is getting consumed. So there's a problem, right? Why you guys are going to store that for very, very free? One reason is, let's say that I have high quality NASA images that I'm storing. What are the chances that you would love to store that? High quality exclusive NASA captured moon images. Are there any chance that you would love to store that? There are chances you would love to store that, right? So one way, the content is very, very famous. Okay? So like when I was in 12th, what used to happen is like Game of Thrones was a series that was like very, very popular amongst the crowd. I haven't seen like any episode of it till date, but I had a way via which like we used to go to our coaching classes, and our classes used to be at like start at like 8 o'clock, and Game of Thrones like episode used to release at somewhere around like 7:30 morning. I had the episode with me at 6:30. Okay, already before even it's launched on like I guess in Hotstar. GOT was on Hotstar, I guess I'm not very sure, but yeah, let's assume like Hotstar. So I already had that. So I was just a distributor guy back then. So if you have a pre-release content, will you store that? Popular content है तो तुम store करोगे, ठीक है? But if it's not popular, मेरी फोटो है, store करोगे क्या अपने मोबाइल में? क्यों करोगे? क्या मिलने वाला है? नहीं करोगे, right? So करना भी मत. Private images. Yeah. So this is how like IPFS operates. You can run how there are different ways to store the data. Either you be a node in itself. By a node, it's nothing but a server. It divides it. That's it. Okay. You can run your own node. Run your network of the nodes. For example, like SPPU wants to like there are different departments, right? So if you want to store all the data of like SPPU on IPFS, they will form a network of nodes, and that entire network then becomes a part of a larger network. That's another way. Okay. Then the third one is pay a pinning service to pin your data. Okay. If you're storing, having your own node, you can always fetch back the data very, very easily. Okay. Another way is pinning services. What do you mean by pinning services? Is like simple terms. वो वाला like board है, उसमें कंटेंट को पिन करके रखा, गिरेगा नहीं, it won't get lost, right? This is how like pinning services works. Now, to get inside that particular case and have my content pinned, I need to pay to the pinning services. ठीक है? तो अभी तक तुम लोग जो कर रहे हो फ्री में कर रहे थे, but now you started demanding कि pinning service होने चाहिए. If you want to have retrieve your data back after storing it, you should pin it. ठीक है? So that's another one. Or the last option is like hope your content is very, very viral. Clear? Okay. So these are the various ways of how like you can have be assured of your content is very, very safe on IPFS. Now this is not so reliable, right? But this is not very reliable. What if like you upload your data and it gets lost? You are not able to retrieve it from IPFS because no node wanted to store that, right? So are there any like reliable decentralized storage solutions? So the same guy who built IPFS, he came up with a solution called as FileCoin. So FileCoin is the is a blockchain. IPFS is not a blockchain. IPFS is a distributed network, decentralized distributed network. Okay. Now, blockchain is Filecoin is a proper blockchain, just like you know about Ethereum, right? Similarly, Filecoin is also a blockchain, and Filecoin is the native cryptocurrency of Filecoin blockchain. Clear? Easy. They say Ethers is the native cryptocurrency of Aptos. Guys would come in and they will tell you about like what's the native cryptocurrency. Each blockchain has its own native cryptocurrency. Clear? Now, Filecoin is a good solution for this. Let's see like how Filecoin tries to solve this problem of node or like storage providers. We call them as like SP or storage providers. Anybody of you can be a storage provider. Okay. So let's say I want to. This is a very complicated like diagram. There are different terms in this particular slide, but try to get along with me. It's very easy because you already know about the term consensus mechanism, right? Clear. So now, first step, I'm the client. I want to store like some amount of like data. I'll go to the network, post there that I want to store some amount of data. SPs or like storage providers would accept my deal. Okay. I'll pay to the SP, create a data deal between client as well as the SP, and this deal gets recorded onto the chain. Okay. Now you know that whatever information is stored on blockchain, it's tamper proof. Nobody can change it. Some kind of contract is there. So now contact between these two parties have been made, party A and party B. Okay. So storage provider promises to the client that your data would be stored for X amount of time safely. And let's say that I want to make n number of copies of that. If it's very sensitive data, I cannot like believe on storage provider. So I just tell the storage provider that I need like n number of copies. So it would make like n number of copies for that, and that many number of copies would be stored there. Clear? So that's the second step. Now, let's say the deal was made for like 6 months period.